A 30-degree temperature swing is coming to 75 American cities in just 5 days. But before the warmth arrives, the coldest air of the season has to move through first, and it's bringing snow to places that just got buried last weekend. Your city is about to experience one of the most dramatic weather whiplashes in years. 20s this weekend, 60s next week, but the transition? That's where things get interesting. In the next 20 seconds, here's what you're getting. Exact snow timing for the Carolinas tonight. Ice warnings for eastern North Carolina Thursday morning. A clipper bomb for the Northeast Friday. Arctic air Saturday and Sunday. Then a complete pattern flip with a potential major storm near Valentine's Day. Drop your city in the comments right now. Over 75 locations are getting specific forecasts today, and the timing differences between cities are massive. 10 miles could mean the difference between snow and ice. We are starting in the south because snow is literally developing right now. Not tomorrow, not tonight, right now. And most people have no idea it is coming. Columbia, South Carolina. It is raining at your location as I speak. By 7 p.m. tonight, that rain changes to snow in the northern suburbs. By 9 p.m., downtown Columbia could see snowflakes mixing in. This won't accumulate much, maybe a coating, but it's happening tonight. Spartanburg, South Carolina. You are in the snow zone earlier. 6 p.m. tonight, snow begins. Light accumulations possible on grassy areas by midnight. Greenville, same timeline, now North Carolina. This is where things get real. Asheville, North Carolina. Mountain communities, listen up. Snow begins at 7 p.m. tonight. By midnight, you are in moderate snow. By 6 a.m. Thursday, 2 to 4 inches are on the ground in elevations above 3,000 feet. Waynesville, Hendersonville, Brevard, you are all in this zone. But here's the critical detail nobody else is telling you. The snow line is razor sharp. Charlotte, North Carolina. Your snow doesn't begin until after midnight, specifically between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. Thursday morning. The heaviest burst hits between 3:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. This is when you get your inch to 2 inches. By 8 a.m., it's tapering off. By 10 a.m. Thursday, it's done. Roads will be slushy during morning rush hour. Not catastrophic, but slick. But if you live south of Charlotte in Fort Mill, South Carolina, or Rock Hill, you might only see a coating. If you are north in Concord or Kannapolis, you could see closer to 2 inches. This is a highly localized event. Greensboro, North Carolina. Snow begins around midnight, continues through 8 a.m. Thursday. 1 inch likely, maybe less. Winston-Salem, same timing. Now here's where it gets tricky. Eastern North Carolina, you are not getting mostly snow. You are getting ice. Raleigh, North Carolina. Rain changes to a wintry mix around 1 a.m. Thursday. By 3 a.m., it's snow and sleet. But temperatures are marginal. You are hovering right at 32 degrees. This creates a dangerous situation. Snow on top of sleet on top of ice. By sunrise Thursday, you have a coating to 1 inch of snow, but underneath, a glaze of ice. Cary, Wake Forest, Garner, all the same. Durham, Chapel Hill. You are in the same boat as Raleigh. Wintry mix begins around 2 a.m. Thursday, but drive east toward Rocky Mount, Wilson, and Greenville, and you are in pure ice territory. Rocky Mount, North Carolina. This is critical. Freezing rain begins at 3 a.m. Thursday. It continues until 9 a.m. You are looking at 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. That doesn't sound like much, but it's enough to make every road, every bridge, every overpass a skating rink. Do not drive Thursday morning if you can avoid it. Wilson, North Carolina. Same scenario as Rocky Mount. Ice begins at 3:30 a.m., continues through 9 a.m. Thursday. Greenville, North Carolina. Ice begins around 4 a.m. Thursday. 1/10 of an inch accumulation by 9 a.m. Elizabeth City, North Carolina. You right on the edge. Could be snow, could be ice, probably a mix. Begins around 4 a.m. Thursday. Ends by 10 a.m. The Outer Banks. Nags Head, Kill Devil Hills, Kitty Hawk. You cold enough for snow. 1 to 2 inches possible Thursday morning. But being right on the coast, you could mix with sleet. Begins around 4 a.m. Thursday. Fayetteville, North Carolina. Light snow Thursday morning. Coating to 1 inch. Starts around 3 a.m., ends by 9 a.m. Wilmington, North Carolina. You are on the southern edge. Maybe a coating of snow or sleet Thursday morning between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. but you are marginal. Now let's jump to Virginia. Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake. Snow begins around 3 a.m. Thursday. By sunrise, you have a coating to 1 inch. Roads will be slick for morning commute. Newport News, Hampton, same timing. Richmond, Virginia. Snow begins around 2 a.m. Thursday. Coating to 1 inch by morning. I-64 will be slick. Charlottesville, Virginia, 1 to 2 inches likely. Snow begins around midnight, continues through Thursday morning. Roanoke, Virginia, you are in the higher totals. 2 to 3 inches possible. Snow begins around 10 p.m. tonight, but now here's the twist. While everyone focused on Thursday's snow, Friday's system is the one that could cause real problems, especially for the Midwest and Northeast. Thursday afternoon, while the South is clearing out, a new system is organizing in Canada. By Thursday night, it's diving into the Great Lakes. By Friday morning, it's game on. Detroit, Michigan. Friday morning, 6 a.m., snow begins. This is not light snow. This is moderate to heavy snow. By noon Friday, you have 2 inches on the ground. By 6 p.m. Friday, 4 inches. This impacts your Friday evening commute hard. I-75, I-96, both a mess. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Same timeline as Detroit, 3 to 5 inches likely. Lansing, Michigan. Snow begins around 7 a.m. Friday, 3 to 4 inches by evening. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Snow begins around 8 a.m. Friday, 2 to 4 inches. Lake effect could boost totals into Friday night. Now the system moves east and intensifies. Cleveland, Ohio. Snow begins around 8 a.m. Friday. By 3 p.m., you have 2 to 3 inches. Friday evening commute is going to be rough. I-77, I-90, both snow-covered. Akron, Canton, Youngstown, same timeline, 2 to 4 inches Friday. Toledo, Ohio. Snow begins around 9 a.m. Friday. 2 to 4 inches by evening. I-75 will be snow-covered. Columbus, Ohio. Snow begins around 9:30 a.m. Friday. 1 to 3 inches by evening. Not as much as northern Ohio, but still slick. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is where the system really cranks. Snow begins around 10 a.m. Friday, moderate to heavy at times. By Friday evening, 2 to 4 inches on the ground. But overnight, Friday into Saturday, lake effect from Lake Erie could add another 2 to 3 inches in the higher elevations south of the city. Total snowfall 3 to 6 inches for the Pittsburgh Metro. Now it moves into the I-80 corridor, Erie, Pennsylvania. Lake effect machine turns on. Snow begins Friday afternoon, continues through Saturday. 4 to 8 inches likely, maybe more in the heaviest bands. If you're in the snow belt south of Erie, 6 to 10 inches is possible. Buffalo, New York, same story as Erie. Lake effect snow Friday afternoon through Saturday. 4 to 8 inches for the metro, 6 to 12 inches in the south towns. Now the coastal areas, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. 3 to 5 inches Friday night into Saturday. Snow begins around 3 p.m. Friday. Allentown, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. 2 to 4 inches Friday night. Snow begins around 4 p.m. Friday. I-78 will be slick. Reading, Pennsylvania. 1 to 3 inches Friday night. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here's your detailed timing. Snow begins Friday afternoon around 3 p.m. Light at first. Picks up in intensity Friday evening between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. By midnight Friday, 1 to 2 inches on the ground. Snow continues overnight. By Saturday morning, 2 to 4 inches total. This impacts Saturday morning plans. The Schuylkill Expressway, I-95, both a mess Saturday morning. Trenton, New Jersey, same timeline as Philadelphia. 1 to 3 inches. Now the big cities, New York City. Snow begins Friday evening around 6 p.m. Light at first. Heavier between 8 p.m. and midnight. By Saturday morning, 2 to 4 inches in Central Park. Could be higher in northern suburbs. Metro North, Long Island Railroad, both expect delays Saturday morning. Newark, New Jersey. Same as New York City, 2 to 4 inches. Stamford, Connecticut, 2 to 4 inches Friday night into Saturday. Bridgeport, Connecticut, same timing, 2 to 4 inches. New Haven, Connecticut, 3 to 5 inches. Snow begins around 6 p.m. Friday. Hartford, Connecticut, 2 to 4 inches. Snow begins around 7 p.m. Friday. I-91 will be snow-covered Saturday morning. Providence, Rhode Island, 3 to 5 inches. Snow begins around 7 p.m. Friday. I-95 slick Saturday morning, Boston, Massachusetts. This is significant. Snow begins Friday night around 9 p.m. Moderate to heavy at times overnight. By Saturday morning, 3 to 6 inches on the ground. But here's the kicker. This system becomes a coastal low Saturday morning. Pressure drops to 986 millibars, that nor'easter strength. It stays just far enough offshore that Boston doesn't get buried, but coastal areas get hammered with heavy snow bands Saturday afternoon. Cape Cod, Nantucket, Martha S. Vineyard, you could see 6 to 10 inches total by Saturday night. Worcester, Massachusetts, 4 to 6 inches starts Friday night. Springfield, Massachusetts, 3 to 5 inches starts Friday night. Portland, Maine. This could be the jackpot zone. Snow begins late Friday night around 11 p.m. Heavy at times overnight and Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon, 4 to 8 inches. But coastal bands could push totals to 10 inches in spots. The Maine Turnpike Saturday is going to be a disaster. Bangor, Maine, 6 to 10 inches Saturday. Snow begins after midnight Friday. Now let's talk about interior New England and upstate New York because you are getting buried. Burlington, Vermont, 6 to 10 inches. Snow begins Friday evening and continues through Saturday. Lake Champlain could enhance totals. Montpelier, Vermont, 8 to 12 inches. This is significant snow. Albany, New York, 4 to 8 inches. Starts Friday evening. Syracuse, New York, 4 to 8 inches. Lake effect could boost totals. Rochester, New York, 4 to 8 inches Friday night into Saturday. Lake Ontario adds more Saturday night. Binghamton, New York, 4 to 6 inches. Utica, New York, 6 to 10 inches. Now the million-dollar question. What about the cold? Saturday morning, the Arctic air locks in. This is not regular cold. This is dangerous cold. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Saturday high temperature only reaches 5 degrees. Wind chill 20 below zero. Sunday high of 3 degrees. Wind chill 25 below. This is the coldest air of the season. Duluth, Minnesota. High of 0 Saturday. Wind chill 30 below. Fargo, North Dakota. High of 0 Saturday. Wind chill 25 to 35 below zero. Dangerous. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. High of 8 degrees Saturday. Bismarck, North Dakota. High of 2 degrees Saturday. Chicago, Illinois. High of 18 degrees Saturday. Wind chill 0 to 5 below. Sunday, high of 16. This is brutal. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. High of 15 Saturday. Wind chill 5 to 10 below. Madison, Wisconsin. High of 12 Saturday. Green Bay, Wisconsin. High of 10 Saturday. Wind chill 10 to 15 below. Des Moines, Iowa. High of 15 Saturday. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. High of 12 Saturday. Omaha, Nebraska. High of 18 Saturday. Kansas City, Missouri. High of 28 Saturday. Coldest day in weeks. St. Louis, Missouri. High of 26 Saturday. Indianapolis, Indiana. High of 22 Saturday. Fort Wayne, Indiana. High of 20 degrees Saturday. South Bend, Indiana. High of 18 Saturday. Cincinnati, Ohio. High of 24 Saturday. Dayton, Ohio. High of 23 Saturday. Louisville, Kentucky. High of 28 Saturday. Nashville, Tennessee. High of 32 Saturday. Near freezing all day. Knoxville, Tennessee. High of 34 Saturday. Chattanooga, Tennessee. High of 36 Saturday. Memphis, Tennessee. High of 32 Saturday. Little Rock, Arkansas. High of 34 Saturday. Tulsa, Oklahoma. High of 38 Saturday. Oklahoma City. High of 36 Saturday. Wichita, Kansas. High of 32 Saturday. Atlanta, Georgia. High of 42 Saturday. Coldest day since January. Birmingham, Alabama. High of 38 Saturday. Huntsville, Alabama. High of 36 Saturday. Jackson, Mississippi. High of 38 Saturday. Shreveport, Louisiana. High of 42 Saturday. But here's your reward at minute 5, the warm-up. It's coming and it's dramatic. Tuesday, February 10th, the pattern flips. A massive ridge of high pressure builds across the eastern United States. Chicago goes from 18 degrees Saturday to 52 degrees Wednesday. That's a 34-degree swing. Minneapolis goes from 5 degrees Saturday to 42 degrees Wednesday, a 37-degree swing. Detroit goes from 20 degrees Saturday to 54 degrees Wednesday. Cleveland goes from 24 degrees Saturday to 56 degrees Wednesday. Cincinnati goes from 24 degrees Saturday to 58 degrees Wednesday. Indianapolis goes from 22 degrees Saturday to 56 degrees Wednesday. St. Louis goes from 26 degrees Saturday to 60 degrees Wednesday. Kansas City goes from 28 degrees Saturday to 58 degrees Wednesday. Nashville goes from 32 degrees Saturday to 62 degrees Wednesday. A 30-degree jump. Louisville goes from 28 degrees Saturday to 58 degrees Wednesday. Atlanta goes from 42 degrees Saturday to 68 degrees Wednesday. Charlotte goes from 38 degrees Saturday to 64 degrees Wednesday. Raleigh goes from 36 degrees Saturday to 62 degrees Wednesday. Washington, D.C. goes from 34 degrees Saturday to 62 degrees Wednesday. Baltimore goes from 32 degrees Saturday to 60 degrees Wednesday. Philadelphia goes from 32 degrees Saturday to 58 degrees Wednesday. New York City goes from 34 degrees Saturday to 56 degrees Wednesday. Boston goes from 30 degrees Saturday to 52 degrees Wednesday. This warm-up is real. This is happening. But here's the plot twist you've been waiting for. When you flip the pattern this dramatically, when you build a ridge in the east and drop a trough in the west, you create the perfect setup for a significant storm system. And that's exactly what models are showing around February 13th through 15th. This could be a major winter storm for some, severe weather for others. It's too early for specifics, but the pattern supports something significant. Denver, you might see the initial development. Oklahoma City, severe weather is possible. Chicago, this could be a big snowmaker. We re-watching closely. More details tomorrow. The models update every 6 hours, and this potential Valentine's Day storm is coming into focus. You're going to want to see the next update. Comment your city below for personalized forecasts. Stay safe through this cold weekend and get ready for the